everybody, and welcome back to another exciting video. This is not really an exciting video, this is just a kind of update video on our little Roxanne here. You cheeky monkey? Yes. So this is just a wee update. Now, as you can see, they have been groomed. The last pictures I kind of put on social media, they were with bows in their hair. I had it to that length where I could do that, but unfortunately now they have been groomed. They are feeling the cold. They are shaking like nothing else. So I've just put the heating on, so if you hear clicking in the background, it's just the pipes warming up in the house. But yes, I thought I would do a wee update because somebody isn't very well again. Now, the other day we obviously get snowed in with the beast from the east, and we had to stay in for a couple of days because we couldn't really go anywhere, we were snowed in. So with that, myself and my partner had been in for quite some time. We more or less had contact with Pixie and Roxy for about a week between the two of us, so they constantly had somebody here, which they have had before. You know, they've had that level of contact before for I'm going to say about 2 weeks we were off for over the Christmas period, and it had never been an issue. But unfortunately within the last week we started noticing a difference in Roxy's behaviour. When we were off, she was whining quite early on in the morning. She wouldn't stop basically. When we had her out, she was constantly at our backs. If somebody left the room, she would start to whinge. She also showed signs of digging the carpet. When myself and Jamie went back to work, Jamie logged onto the camera to see what she was up to, and she was up on her back legs, scratching the bit out the door, biting the door, the carpet, you name it. She was going for it, and she was going good for it. So when Jamie got home, he obviously noticed a bit of a battered door, bits of paint lying on the floor, bits of wood lying on the floor. My door frame is gubbed, my door is gubbed, my carpet's partially gubbed, but it was gubbed anyway to begin with. Roxy, wasn't it? Ah, she's all sweet and innocent now. Your breath stinks. So with that, she's basically destroying our furniture, and you know, we have put things in place for this. We have radios, music on in the background. We have music, radio on in the background. We have the heating on so the room is warm for her. We have blankets that obviously smell like myself because, well, I roll about on them, playing with them and everything. We have boredom breakers. We're taking her out for a walk before and after, and she seems to be no good. And we'd probably say within the last couple of nights she's done this whole panting thing where she started to pant, and it's that she's not even doing anything, she's just sitting and she just starts to pant, and she just starts to get quite anxious. So you're a poor wee soul, aren't you? Yes. So I went to the vet yesterday to find out some information. I didn't take her with me. She was away getting groomed obviously, but I decided to go into the vet and just seek some information and some advice on this, because this is the worst she has ever been. The last time she was like this, she was a puppy, and it was like a puppy stage she was going through, but never ever has she chewed furniture or even had an issue like this since we moved in. It's only really within the last week that this behaviour has came out, and we've been in the house now for, I want to say, 2.5 months. Will be 3 months at the end of this month. Well, in fact, will be 3 months and 10 days actually. Oh well, okay, so close to 3 months anyway. So the vet gave me a call last night about 7:30. I think he had a late night again because it was surgery day, and had basically went through everything that I had discussed with the receptionist. And he thinks that, you know, we've tried everything we can at the moment. We had previously tried the Adaptil collars when her behaviour wasn't so good in the flat with the loud noises and stuff and her anxious behaviour. We tried the collars, we've tried sprays, we've tried herbal remedies, you name it, we've tried it. bit of a waste of money in the process, to be fair, because it done absolutely nothing. So we've tried several things and all things have failed so far. So the vet thinks that there's no point in going to a behaviourist at the moment, because we're obviously doing everything that we need to do. It is harder for us to train her because of the condition that she's in and the mind frame that she's in. It's harder to train a dog when they're in that kind of anxious state of mind. So basically he would like her to commence on some medication, and that's something that myself and Jamie don't really want to happen, because we don't want to over medicate her, because she is getting Metacam still for her back, which is still being an issue. And basically, you know, I think we need to think to ourselves, right, we've tried absolutely everything. We've tried calming agents, we've tried calming treats, we've tried chamomile things, all this stuff we have tried, and all has failed. So we kind of need to think to ourselves, right, maybe we need to go down the route of medication, because otherwise, one, our house is going to be a mess and destroyed, but more importantly, I don't want her getting so distressed and I don't want her to be in that frame of mind. It's stressful and horrible enough for me alone to see her in that condition, but to know that she's in that condition when both of us are at work and neither of us can do absolutely anything about it. Mummy needs to stop yawning. Mummy's getting nowhere with this video, is she? So yes, I really don't want to see her in that frame of mind or in that state regardless. You know, it's ridiculous and it's not good for her either, because it's making her, her body is just, you know, there's only so much she's going to be able to handle. So I think medication is worth a try. What have you been doing? I think medication is worth a try at the moment. So the medication might work, it might not work, it might have an effect on her, it might have a good effect, it might have a bad effect, it might go the wrong way, it might go in and come straight out the other end, it might not even do anything, or it might cause further complications. So the medication he wants to start her on is amitriptyline, and this is used for dogs with anxiety and behavioural issues such as separation anxiety, all that kind of stuff. Now I use amitriptyline not with myself, but I have used it on patients through my nursing career, so I know the medication well, and it's something that I've seen many a times, but I have never ever used it for dogs. We are going to try that. The vet has penciled her in for Saturday to work out the doses, but the medication might not be available until the Monday. This is Friday, so we are going to see what happens with that. He did say with that and with her being on that medication, it's going to make her more relaxed. He says it's the first medication that he usually goes to before using the medication diazepam, and diazepam is something I don't really want to go down the route of. So if amitriptyline works, then yep, that's great. He said that with her being relaxed and in that frame of mind, it's going to be easier for us to train her not to basically chew things and destroy things and whine and all that kind of things. So it's going to be easy for her to train, because when she's in that anxious state of mind, nothing's going to get absolutely by her at all. So we're going to give it a go. He does think that she's became more anxious because of the move, and it might be the change of environment, and it can basically take this long for it to come out in her condition. So, and it might be that it's taken so long for this behaviour to show. So we have been in this house, what did I say, 2.5, almost 3 months now. It's probably taken her that long for her to show this behaviour, and that she's not adapting to the new environment, she's not settling into this new house. And it's sad to see that, because we're away from all the issues we had in the flat. Within the flat we had banging up the stairs. That caused a behavioural issue for her. That caused her to be withdrawn, whingy, you know, very jumpy, basically ill. The dogs in the park took her away from her aggressiveness towards other dogs. We don't really see many dogs here now, so we don't have that problem. Yeah, so we don't really have that problem anymore, and we thought coming to the house would be brilliant because we'll have no banging, we'll have no dogs about the area, well, apart from the people that walk by on the street that have dogs within the neighbourhood. But out in the back garden, there's no dogs, there's no fences for them to see through, things like that. So we've basically like struck that off. But unfortunately now we're having to try and cope with this behaviour, with this separation anxiety, and it's just an absolute nightmare. It is so stressful, it is so upsetting to see her like this. But at the same time, I really need it sorted. So if medication is the way we're going to go down, then it's going to need to be, I think, until we can try and sort this out, because I really don't want any more disruptive behaviour. We did think about letting them into the living room to free roam while we were out, but there is more things for her to do, to destruct in here. There's the carpet, which needs replaced, which is fine, fair enough, but we don't want her to even think about that she's, you know, able to do that. We don't want her to say that that's okay to do that. We've got the sofa. It's a fabric sofa, not a leather suite. In our last house in our last flat we had a leather suite, and it was easy to wash down if there was any accidents on, like vomiting, things like that, if she had an empty stomach. We've got our dining room table, we've got our television cabinet, all these things I don't really want a mark on. So until we get this behaviour sorted, I cannot let her free roam the living room by herself when we're out of the house. It's just, it's a nightmare. But I'm really glad that I have a camera up in the bedroom so that I'm able to see what it is that they are up to. But for the moment, we are waiting for this medication and wait and see how and what effect it does have on her, and see if it makes a difference. But that's it really. It's just one thing after another at the moment, so it's quite stressful and quite kind of upsetting really that she's like this. It's like two steps forward. It's like 2 steps forward and 10 steps back at the moment. So it's just an absolute nightmare. But anyway, I've talked enough, I've rambled on enough. You've seen her, you've seen Pixie. You want the biscuit? That's what they're hovering about for. That's what they're hovering for, a biscuit. Now up, up. Oh no, you're not getting up because she got so bad. There we go. No one, can I have a kiss? Good girl. You want another? There you go. These are hungry. Okay, so that is us. Thank you very much you guys for watching this video. Give us a thumbs up if you like this video. Not really a video to like, but you guys know what I mean. Let me know in the comments down below if any of your dogs or animals have suffered from separation anxiety, what you have had to do to resolve the separation anxiety, and if you have tried any medication to help with it, and what your kind of experience is with it, because I'd like to hear other people's stories. I do read a lot of things online about it, so I would appreciate if anybody has any stories that they would be willing to share down below in the comments, and let me see what your stories are. So thank you very much you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.